From Lalate headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons Lalate.
It's a big, bold, beautiful day here on Afternoons LA, direct from Santa Monica, with the latest update about your fourth stimulus check of 2021. Incredible breaking news you're hearing for the first time on this Afternoons LA broadcast, starting right now. We'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why more Democrats have stepped forward and now are very much in favor and very vocal and very detailed about those monthly for stimulus checks. I'll go over all the incredible details in this recording. Then we'll be cutting to the Rincon as the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Have you seen it? It was going so fast. And now the tow truck hitch is being added on and it's heading to the finish line as well. We see that finish line in front of us. It's deliciousness, because guess what? There's a lot of moolah in this fourth stimulus recon. The biggest we've ever seen in the history of this channel, as we've gone through recon mostly for corporations. This one is all for you. I have all the details in the second half of this recording. And then the world exclusive as the number one guy in the number one committee with the number one bill, your recon, wants you to have MSCs. I have all those delicious details and the big money that viewers are getting right now. Today, not $10,000, not $50,000, but $80,000 to $100,000. You can get this big money as well, because guess what? This is a big day, and it's Lalate. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me, and I hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. The weather is good here in Santa Monica, California. It's sunny, a little bit less muggy. We had a little bit of rain just for a second yesterday, cut the mugginess out. But it's September. It's always a little bit muggy here in Santa Monica. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, so much breaking news, so much great news. As the tow truck has put the tow hitch on it and is now heading to the finish line, those legislators are working 7 days a week around the clock to get this done. And they want to hear from you because they want to give you a monthly stimulus check. I have all the incredible details in this recording. We'll be cutting to fifth stimulus as well, that SSI and SSDI reform. And then as we look into the weekend, guess what we're also looking into? Our bank accounts, because I can get you big sums of money right now. You don't have to wait another day, because viewers are getting upwards of $80,000 routinely from this channel every minute, every hour, and every day. It's your big day to get this big sum of money. It's third stimulus, and it's available for you right now. I'm going to show you how you get this big money as we walk into the weekend looking beautiful and looking like money. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. As crypto is going sideways, altcoins having trouble across the board. All the latest details on them. Then on Evenings LA, we'll be cutting back to Washington with the breaking news about the big moves for this big additions for stimulus. So come up, join me. Those shows coming up later today. And then tonight on Sirloin, watch as I trip coming into the set as there's too many scarves on the floor. It's a big day. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers of YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 3,000 likes. Take that scarf and just smack that like button. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or scarf-wearing TJ Maxx discount searching member. Hit that membership button. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP so you don't have to wait in line when you get that $12 ice cream. More about that coming up in a second. But if you haven't hit the alert button, you should. You know how you used to clap on, clap off? Well, when you have a scarf now and you have to hit that scarf too many times, you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can just hit the alert button. It's the LA alert button. It's totally free. And it's at news.la.com. It's in the link to the subscription. And guess what? You'll get alert when anything happens across the board, including when it's no longer September. But for now, it's September, as Calendar Calling tells us. Let's cut to those monthly stimulus checks, House versus Senate, Senate versus House. And guess what? Their deliciousness. House, Senate, let's compare. Senators Warren, Wyden, and Sanders want you to have a monthly stimulus check. AOC, Omar wants you to have a monthly stimulus check, but they want it to be $2,000. We have the House Ways and Means Committee, and they have the Ways and Means because they write the legislation. They want you to have a monthly stimulus check. We have a pandemic plus 1 year House bill, which would pay you $1,000 a month, which would be at least $13,000. So vote House or Senate. House or Senate, tell me where you're tuning it in from and how the weather is, and tell me what you got ready for the weekend to do. Who gets that fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got third, you're getting a fourth. Single individuals, $75,000 or less, you're getting a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you're getting as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats representing you get a fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you get a fourth stimulus check. Someone who does not get a stimulus check, Frida. She doesn't get one because she has too much money in her hand. There she is. We're going to check back in with her later in this video because guess what? She just has a lot of money in her hand and she has a lot of fake facts. She's fake fact Frida. We're going to come back into her later in this recording. Also later in this recording, the world exclusive. The number one guy on the number one bill with the number one committee, and he's the number one chairman, wants you to have an MSC, monthly stimulus check. I'll go over the deliciousness of that. But guess what? He is not alone. But fake fact Frida wants you to think that no one wants to give you a stimulus check. Untrue. In fact, she's the only one who doesn't want to give you a stimulus check. She doesn't even want to give you any of that money in her hand either. Yeah, she just wants to sort of walk around and gloat about all that money in her hand. Every Democrat at issue really has pushed for that MSC. And fake fact Frida it doesn't want you to believe that. So thank you, Frida, for your efforts, but didn't really succeed here. In this recording, we're going to cut also the fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime. But first, let's get some money, because you know what month this is? What month is this? Can someone remind me what month it is? Oh, it's September. There's Calendar Colleen. Have you met her? She just reminds us what day it is. It's September. And as we sit here in this week of September, there's no fourth stimulus check landing in your bank account this week or this weekend. But there is money landing in your hand if you pick up the phone and call. And there's a lot of it. How much of it? In the case of Johnny 2 weeks ago, $80,000. In the case of two other viewers that same week, $40,000. In the case of two other people the week after that, $100,000. What am I talking about? I'm talking about money for you. You get this money. You qualify for this money. Whether you're SSI, SSDI, whether you have beautiful hair or bad hair, whether you go to a San Francisco hairstylist or you just do it yourself. This is all money for you. So get in pen and paper ready because we're going to get this big money. And our inspiration story is Johnny. Johnny got this money 2 weeks ago. He was one of three viewers in the start of the week that had zero money from this channel. By the middle of the week, three viewers had $40,000, including Johnny. But Johnny didn't stop at $40,000. He wanted more. He doubled it by the weekend, getting 7 items from this channel. Now, understand 7 items means 7 phone calls. It's sort of the math there. It's that old math, the Larry Kudlow calculator math. You have to pick the phone call to get that money. And he got it. 7 items, $80,000 in less than 5 days. Guess what he did the next day? He turned to his family members and said, you need to get this money as well. And they did. Well, within less than 5 days, he got $100,000. You're going to learn how you get this money right now, so get that pen and paper ready. Because if you own a phone, if you know how to dial the telephone, if you have a pen, if you know how to write with a pen and paper, you can get this money as well. That is all you have to be able to do. And so let's get this big money. I have so much confidence in you. Johnny got $12,000 for EIDL. Excuse me, $12,000 for SNAP, $10,000 for EIDL, $2,000 for taxes, $21,000 for rent, and then another $26,000 on top of that for rent, $9,000 for electric, and then he got utilities and power and internet and phone for $50 a month, bringing his grand total to $80,000. The next week, Johnny turned around and said, the spirit of Lalate is helping other people. You should be in the chat right now saying, God bless you. Thank you. How's your day? How are you doing? That is the spirit of this channel, being very kind and being part of a community. That's what he did. He reached out to his friends and family the next week and said, hey, I got $80,000. They said, excuse me? You're on that TV show where they drop the ball and you sort of do something. That's how you got the eighth. No. I watched LA game show. No, it's not a game show. It's a web. It's a YouTube channel. And I got that money, and you can get that money as well. Friends and family didn't believe him. They thought he had to go on, some game show and wear some tacky T-shirt. No, in less than 5 days, those friends and family got $100,000. As of today, I've helped 5 friends and they saved their homes and put food on their table, and 3 family members thought it wasn't going to happen. And 2 family members got $41,000. The other one got $58,000. This has been awesome to see people stop stressing about the bills. Your channel's helped others and myself tremendously. You are a godsend, Lalate. Purple Power, Purple Hawks. Thank you for those kind words, Johnny. So what happened? Well, what happened is what I'm going to show you of how much you can do right now. We're going to get you some money right now. Let's do a reality check, and I want you to focus in with me right now. Forced stimulus not landing this week, eviction moratorium over, mortgage forbearance over, a lot of things expiring. This money not, thank goodness. As we're sitting in September, this money is still paying wacko amounts of money. Lots and lots of it. I want you to get it right now, because guess what? We do things on the come. It's September. It's not cold outside. But you don't want to be waiting around for November and saying, wait, I needed money for that thing. No, get this money now, because it will potentially pay your money until next year. Oh, yes. Let's start with some rent. The rent is a fortune. Rent is not 1 month's of rent. It's not 2 months of rent. And it's not $400. It's $27,000. I love that number, don't you? It just has a beautiful 2 in the front and then a 7 after that. I just love it. There is that money for rent. Look at the money for rent that viewers are getting. $20,000, $22,000, $25,000, $27,000. You can get this money. Then utilities. Johnny got $9,000. Yes, the number's going higher because people are getting more money from this channel. You can bring it even higher. And then Snap. Oh my goodness, money for food. Look at this money. Someone in the comments on Overnight's LA said people are going hungry. Not on this channel. They ain't going hungry. They're going to the bank and cashing $25,000 of Snap food money. I'm going to show you how to get this money as well. And then combo items. 3 items. Nisi getting 3 items at $23,000. Nancy at 3 items at $32,000. Art Sullivan got 3 items, and Mark got 2 items. Mark has 2 wonderful updates. The second one I'm going to deliver to you later this week, but the first one was the following. Mark got 2 items at $32,000. Rent and utilities. So on air, I said to Mark, why would you not get Snap? Because it's a Snap. It literally is a Snap. If you got a third stimulus check, you get Snap within a blink of an eye. It's as simple as that. So he did. In less than 5 days, he got that money for Snap. Number 2, he showed what friends and families are for, not for an extended cell phone plan. That's like the commercial. Your friends and family plan. No. It's to tell people about this channel. He told his neighbor about this channel, and the neighbor went from 0 to $21,000 of rent in less than 5 days. You see what's going on here? And then Shanann last weekend revealed she did the same thing. She told her friend, Shanann's a Purple Hawk. Are you a Purple Hawk? You have to join. The members under the video, the links under the video right now. Shanann told her friend, she said, I told my friend about you, LA. She went on and now she's addicted to your channel. She got $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, $6,000 for Snap, $21,000 in 5 days. The third item for Mark is that he realizes he's going to get more than 3 items. He's pushing for 7. I love that. Johnny inspired us. And then finally, Mark got that Snap. How much did Mark get? He did not get a few $100s. This is money for food. No one's going hungry on this channel. People are getting massive sums of money. You can go hungry on another channel where they don't help you. Here, the people are getting big sums of money. And let's look at the money that Mark got for Snap. He got $19,000 annualized. And that's just where it is right now. I'm going to have an update about you from Mark in a second. And there's grand total for Mark, $50,500. You can get this money today. I have confidence you can as well. And there's Lorraine. $105,000 she got from third stimulus from this channel, because this is what we do. We cash checks here, and this is Lalate. I've been doing since day one. I know there's a lot going on this channel, a lot going on in the video. You're wondering, when's that fourth stimulus check coming? Not coming this week, but a fortune is coming for you this week, and it's available right now. It's a surprise. You may not have tuned in to thinking that I was going to get you fortunes of money this week. I am. It's third stimulus. I've been doing this since day one. I know what I'm doing. I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans in April of last year. The EIDL loan and grant program went live. People were knocking approved. They needed help. That's why I launched this channel. And I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans approved, going through their applications on air one at a time. saving their homes, their business, and their employees' homes. 3 days later, another confusing application. It was called PUA. It was new then. No one knew what it was because it had just gone live in just a few states. I did the application for viewers on air and got viewers like Eileen Bellicamp $15,000 for her money out of Florida, which didn't go live for several weeks. In fall of 2020, second stimulus checks were not coming, $600. You needed money. It was the holidays. It was December. It was cold outside. I got viewers, their rent paid. $250,000 of rent, like Tyrone and his family of four out of Boston. $16,000. And now we're doing it the same way. God bless you for tuning into this channel, because this is going to be the game changer today. Forced stimulus not land in your bank account today, but this money, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, food for money, money for food, not food for money, money for food, and more. I'm going to get that all for you right now. You're not going to go hungry, and you're not going to lose your rent if you're a viewer of this channel. And let's go over all the incredible details starting right now. I'm going to show you 6 introductory comments of where to go to. And what's important to understand is listen to these introductory comments. First, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Each place has a different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. Number 2, reach out to all 6. Do not call up one and just sort of stop. They have different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the rest. Also, they have their own pot of money. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in this video. And finally, every state has money. There's no state that doesn't have money. It may not be at the city level. It may be at the state level. It may not be at the county level. It may be at the city level. All right, you ready? Here we go. Got that pen and paper ready? And you can always replay the video if I'm going too fast. Your city hall, your city house authority. You reach out to those first 2. Your county hall and your county house authority. Those 4. And your state hall and your state house authority, those 6. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. That's it. That's all you say. You got this. I know you do. And you're going to get a lot of money. The next pot of money is the money for SNAP. But first, if you got money for rent or utilities, post the success stories in the live chat. Tim and Linda got this money as well. Money for SNAP. No one's going hungry on this channel. Not on any time soon, because I'm getting people a fortune for SNAP on this channel. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it as well. And the money for food is from Department of Agriculture. Reach out to them. Eligibility is easier than a stimulus check. If you get a stimulus check, you're getting SNAP. And how much does it pay? Well, the incredible great news is everyone's going up. Yes. Department of Agriculture made the announcement last week because of a new prodding from the president. Everyone's benefits are going up an average of 25%. Lifetime, nationwide, automatically start in October. So Mark, instead of getting $19,000 monthly, $19,000 annually lifetime, he's going to be sitting on $25,000. Wow. And if you got in this money for SNAP, post in the live chat right now. The next part of the money is the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. The federal government has ordered them to upgrade the computers and pay you that money. Viewers are getting $3,000 to $5,000. And finally, the last pot of money is the refund check coming back from IRS, that 2020 taxes you paid, taxes on the unemployment benefits. That has a range of about $1,200 to about a $2,000 check. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it, and you're going to get it as well. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. The spirit of this channel, the reason I launched this channel, is to give people money. You don't see me sitting in front of a blank backdrop, sort of reading a script about something. No. I'm here to get you money, and we're doing it. And if you're on the live chat, post your success story for the money you got as well. I don't care if it's $100, I don't care if it's $10, because when you do, you inspire people. Everyone, pick up the phone and call today. Have you gotten 3 items or more from this channel? If you haven't, you need to be picking up the phone today. Post your success story in the live chat for the rent and utilities you did, because then you're inspiring other people to pick up the phone. They realize there's lots of money, not 1 item, upwards of 7 items, not $100, upwards of $100,000. Not a few items, a lot of items. No one's going to go hungry. No one's going to get evicted. I got money for all these items for you, and it's under third stimulus. So post your success stories in the live chat right now. And the last spot of the money is going back to that unemployment benefits. Where's that, Lanny? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irish.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting, the tax return you filed, and it'll reveal 70% of the stuff you just don't want to see. Like, what month is this? I don't want to see what month it is. I don't need to ask that question. I have someone that reminds me about that. Oh, yeah, it's September. There's Calendar Calling, yeah. And there is her friend, Calendar Cod. Whatever happened in July? Whatever happened to August? Well, guess what? In the second half of this video, we start right now with your recon. Done deal, signed seal. That's what happened in July and August. Your recon has passed over the finish line. That tow truck has passed over the finish line. Yes, incredible, great news. Now time to pick up the tow hitch, and it is right at the edge of the finish line. Oh my goodness, the incredible, great news. Let's go over where we are. A recon of 3.5 trillion, the biggest we've ever had in the history of this channel. All for Americans, nothing for corporations, 1,000% bigger than the previous recons, has been passed. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. It's now picking up the tow hitch, and guess what? Those legislators are working tooth and nail, around the clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They worked all days last week, all weekend long. They're in meetings, talking around the clock to go over the deal provisions of this. Fake fact freedom, they're not doing anything. They're doing a lot. They're just not inviting you in because you don't fit through the door frame because you have all that cash in your hand. Let's go over how we got to this wonderful spot. We got to this wonderful spot by taking roads and bridges out of the recon, put in the bipartisan. And now we're at the edge of the finish line. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. That's a conservative publication, confirmed by reporting. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put in the bipartisan roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, in the month of June and July, I told you that the recon was going to pass. How did I know that? Because it was breaking news delivered on this channel 2 months before it happened. That's the type of news you want to tune into. This channel, I tell you news before it happens. But how did I know that? Because the Democrats had met to agree upon a recon. And they did agree upon a recon of 3.5 trillion and agreed upon it's all checks for the American people. That's why Ilhan Omar and Democratic and her fellow Democrat progressive Richie Torres had said, we need a recon that goes as big as bold as we want, and we need a larger recon. They got it, 3.5 trillion. And once everyone got it, then the president said, protect my recon because everything in there is checks for the American people. Progressive checks, wonderful checks. That's what Brian Shantz and Jalapal were told by the president. Now, something you're only going to see on this channel, and you're not going to really see the depth of reporting anywhere else, is that the way that the Democrats do legislation with fellow Democrats, because it's a recon, there's no Republicans involved, is they first verbally agree to what they're doing. So what they do is they go down the hall, they talk to their colleague, they have a cup of coffee, they go for lunch, go for a walk. They talk about, what do you think about this? Let's go through the provisions. That's what they did all last week. That's what they did all last weekend. They are coming to a verbal agreement on what's in that tow hitch, the recon substantive. They're not holding press conferences. They're not writing memos. They're not sending out tweets. So there's no way that you sort of inherently see what they're doing. I know some people want to sort of like want to be sort of looking in and seeing what they're doing. You can't, because they're just sort of talking amongst themselves and getting to the final language. When they have that agreement amongst themselves, verbal agreement, they're done. The tow truck at that point has passed over the finish line with the tow hitch. At that point, the tow hitch is over the finish line. Why is it done then? Because once they write the bill, it's just a confirmation of what they verbally agreed upon. And when they call the vote, it's just agreement upon what they already verbally agreed upon. So the time frame of right now is when they're getting it done right now, not when the vote is happening or not when the bill is being written right now. And they're at the cusp of the finish line. No time, no place, no welcome spot for you to say, they're dragging their feet, they're not doing anything, they're not doing anything. No. You're just gauging things based upon seeing a vote. The work of doing a 5,000 to 10,000 page bill is getting to agreement on the terms verbally. That's what they're doing right now. They are working around the clock. Not for me to defend them, but they are. So thank you, Frida, for that attempt. It's just fake. How do we get to this wonderful spot? Well, we got to this wonderful spot by separating roads and bridges and recon and bipartisan. So let's go over the difference between recon and bipartisan. Two different bodies of legislation that I just sort of explained a little bit in preview there. Let me go more in detail right now. Recon, your money. Reconciliation, also called the budget bill, also called the Democratic spending plan, progressive reform plan. The price tag, 3.5 trillion. Bipartisan, not your money. Roads and bridges, also called infrastructure. So the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Yes, that is the recon procedural. And now they are doing recon substantive. What's the difference between it? Slightly different. And the wording is basically what is going into those committees. Recon procedural asks price tag and committees. Yes, that's done. Now at recon substantive, they're saying, okay, now that committee is given $10, how is it spending the money? Watch that word committee because it's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. How did we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote. The letter was signed by 100 Democrats, part of 12 Democrats, part of 100 Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, great news. Can we top that? Yes, 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying they're going to be giving you monthly forced stimulus checks. Let's make it clear. There's not a single Democrat who's almost never mentioned stimulus checks or monthly. Virtually every Democrat has called for monthly stimulus checks. And let's go over, again, that list of those people because there is so many of them. We have the senators like Warren, Wyden, and Sanders. We have AOC and Omar. We have the House bill of 100-plus people with the House Ways and Means Committee. The entire committee calling for a forced stimulus check. So we have a lot of people across the board. And can we top that? Yes. As Ron Clay and the president's chief of staff over the weekend said, you know what? This is an easy recon because it's paid for by corporate taxes. And that is the global minimum corporate tax rate, which the president got into law several weeks ago, taking it out of the recon, making the recon easier to call for a vote and easier to pass because it's not in there. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, so much breaking news. We're going to go over what Janet Yellen said, what Ron Wyden said, what Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, and all of these people have said in the last few hours or days about this incredible process. We'll be going over what's happening this week, what happened this morning, and we'll be going over the MSC and the big other monies in this incredible recon. We are just on the cusp of that finish line. But first, we're going to go over also FIST stimulus, which raise your benefits off on SSI and SSDI. Finally, if you have not gotten one item from this channel, do so right now. The spirit of the community channel is the community page is not for people to reach out to them, having done no effort of your own to get that money. You are doing yourself a disservice. I say this with a lot of tough love. Forced stimulus will be about you doing something. And that doing something is picking up the phone. If you're approaching third stimulus, which pays you fortunes right now, get this money, pick up the phone right now, and you don't want to pick up the phone right now, and you just want to wait for one of the volunteers to do it for you, It's wrong in so many regards, because first of all, that's not what the community page is for. But moreover, you're setting yourself up incorrectly for failure under forced stimulus, because forced stimulus is about picking up the phone. So pick up the phone and get the items for third stimulus right now. Get as many as you can. And then if you can't get the remainder of the items under third stimulus, then reach out to volunteers. Remember, you can do this. The 6 places you're going to reach out to today, got that pen and paper? City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority, State Hall, State House Authority. Keywords, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance. If it's a utility bill you're trying to get, reach out directly to the utility company. Whatever utility you have, if you got 6 of them, reach out to all of them. Utility assistance because of COVID. You got that. You got this. And here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Afternoons LA continues with this incredible great news. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues right now, direct from Santa Monica, with incredible great news with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The tow hitch has been attached to the tow truck, and it's heading to the finish line. In this final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over that fourth stimulus check and why it's getting to become deliciousness. Then we'll be cutting to the big money that is also under fourth stimulus. We'll be going over the breaking news about SSI and SSDI reform. I've seen the reports. We'll be going over those as well. And then we'll be cutting to the big breaking developing details from everyone to Janet Yellen, to Ron Klain, and more, talking about this recon. It's all incredible great news. And with that, let's get to it. And this is Afternoons LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video too, 30,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. A lot of shows coming up later today, so do not miss them. I'm back with you with Overnight's Crypto coming up next. Then we go into Evenings LA, and then Stream Stimulus, and also Sirloin at 8 o'clock. Meantime, let's cut to the deliciousness of this stimulus, which is the raising up of your benefits of SSI and SSDI. First, they're going to raise your benefit limits up. Then they're going to remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. This is fifth stimulus. The Democrats have proposed to put it there, and that would start legislating in September, out the door for a vote in next year. Let me go over sort of this ancillary news that's going on in the last 48 hours. I have seen it, where they're talking about doing potentially this in fourth stimulus, not in fifth stimulus. There's a lot of talk, so I really don't want to go too much into it because I really don't know where to put it. And I think there's a sort of different fractions. The fifth stimulus I'm referring to is a total overhaul of the system. And I know the president has said, I like it. And the president said a lot of stuff. This fifth stimulus is something actually they propose to do. So let's go stay with this fifth stimulus. I am aware about the talk of putting this in the fourth stimulus as well. First, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. And if inflation is at 5%, which is what I'm predicting in December, then you'll go up another 5%, not just next year, but a lifetime. Because when your benefits go up, they never go down. They'll remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now you'll be able to have some muddled. Did you call this muddled? Now you'll be able to have some stimulus checks in your hand and also some blue. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest like Rob and Sandy. Finally, this stimulus checks, yes, that would be next year. The House Ways and Means Committee represents. And lastly, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? You need to become a Purple Hawk today. The link to become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP, is under the video. One of the clear messages, which has won over hundreds of thousands of people on this channel, is that get every penny you can to get financial independence. In 2020, April, when I launched this channel, people had made themselves financially dependent upon 1 second stimulus check arriving in May. It never came. I said, you can't do this. There's a lot of other money available for you. So when third stimulus launched in April this year, I said, we're not doing that at all. You're not going to be dependent upon the arrival of $1,400 stimulus check under third stimulus, because as soon as you spend it, you're going to watch for the fourth stimulus check. And that's what some people on other places are doing, not the viewers of this channel. They have been understanding since January this year to get the other sums of money under third stimulus. And that's why daily I deliver to members from this channel a breakdown of all the big money available under third stimulus. And I said in January, I can get you $14,000. I'm getting you $100,000. I'm getting you $80,000, $50,000, $60,000, $30,000 daily from this channel. This is real money. This is money you qualify for. You deserve this money. Get this money right now. There is nothing that can't get paid under third stimulus of these subject matters for you. Rent, utilities, mortgage, food, and more. It's available right now. It's a lot of money. You can go in the weekend with these massive sums of money you didn't start the week with. Get that money right now and become a member. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. A $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. So what is next? The recon substantive. The recon procedural passed over the finish line 2 weeks ago, meaning that there will be a recon, and it will be 3.5 trillion, and it will be all checks for you. All last week, all last weekend, all this week, they're working tooth and nail to go over the provisions that would determine the terms and conditions of how to spend that money on you. That's recon substantive. The Democrats are not dragging their feet. They're working tooth and nail. They're going over all the provisions. They're having meetings around the clock. That is where they are right now. Now, let's go over what's happening. Ron Clay, the chief of staff to the President of the United States, says, we've been working around the clock. We're going to get this done. We're doing this now because we had a lot of other stuff to do. And guess what? Janet Yellen sort of said that same message. Yesterday, she sent a letter to Capitol Hill saying, we got this other thing to do, so make sure you start getting your stuff done. And that other thing is the federal budget bill, not this budget, another budget. She said, but it's the debt ceiling limit. And she said, hey, you got to get these things done. That is why Ron Wyden also, in just a few days ago, said, we're getting this recon done right away because we have a lot of stuff to do in September. There's a lot of legislation that has to be done in September, and it's getting done. The incredible great news is that they all are working tooth and nail. They know their time limits. They're trying to get this done, and they are right at the cusp of the finish line. It's also important to understand that as they go over the terms and conditions right now, this is where you have to push seats for stimulus. You've been doing a great job on Twitter. I see the ramping up. Hashtag seats for stimulus, which embodies a lot of stuff. It embodies first get the right money out, and also embodies get it done ASAP. I got that as well for you. So let's go over the nuances of this recon. It's a lot of money. It's so much money for you. I'm really excited for you. Under third stimulus, you had to pick up the phone and get these items. Like Johnny picked up the phone and got 7 items. Fourth stimulus, much the same. You have to pick up the phone and get the items. That's what I call application-based. I don't mean fill out an application and they deny you or it takes 20 weeks. No. I mean you have to pick up the phone and call. You've been doing this since day one, and you got this. So many different checks of so many different types. You've been doing application-based since this channel started, and you're going to kill it under fourth stimulus. Why application-based? For the very, very simple reason that IRS doesn't know you need this money. IRS doesn't know you need dental or vision or hearing or free internet. They don't know anything about that. They have no database that tracks that information. Who has that information? The committees. You saw the graphic earlier in this video where I said the committees will have the money. And that's where you'll reach out to. Here's an example. Free school meals for all checks proposed. Tax break checks proposed. Cheaper prescription medication. Checks for free internet. Checks for farmers. Checks for workers, checks for independent contractors, checks for seniors, checks for low eligibility age, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care. I love the purple power spirit I'm seeing this week. I'm getting a lot of messages from people saying, how do I get this money? How do I get this money? I love that. That is like a purple hawk ready to pounce. Oh, you are just ready to get it. I love that spirit. Now, keep that spirit live and also focus it also on third stimulus because there's a lot of other money for you to get on the third stimulus as well. Remember, you can get third and fourth stimulus. Now, once this goes live, then you're going to learn, you're going to see as a Purple Hawk, as a Purple Power, as a Calcino VRB, as a subscriber to this channel, how you're going to kill it because you're going to pick up the phone and say, this is my money. I want it. I qualify for it. You are going to do so well. Who is not going to do well? Donut guy and donut girl, obviously, because all they say is, when is it landing in my bank account? It will never land in your bank account. It will never land in your bank account because the committee doesn't know you need internet unless you tell them. I had a viewer by reference. Here's just a reference point. I had a viewer in the comments this overnight that said, I never got my second stimulus check and I never got my third stimulus check. I don't file taxes and I'm still waiting for it. It should be automatically landing in my bank account, said the viewer. It's never going to, because you're not following the rules of this government. If you don't follow rules, you don't get paid. And they're not difficult rules. That rule was you have to file the tax return and request that stimulus check. If you didn't get it the second or third, you have to file the tax return and request the stimulus check. If you want internet, if you want the dental, if you want the vision, you have to pick up the phone and call and get it. And you get it. It's as simple as that. Not automatic. Now let's go to those MSCs, those monthly stimulus checks. Now, it's important to understand that every Democrat is talking about monthly stimulus checks. Every Democrat is talking about a good payout of the stimulus check. And every Democrat is talking about it for several months. We have the House Ways and Means Committee, we have the senators, we have AOC and Omar, and we have the House bill. But who's not talking about it? People who just don't want to talk about it or don't want to report the subject matter. And what I said several weeks ago was pick up the phone and call your Democratic caucus, Democratic senators, Democratic House members, and push for a monthly stimulus check. Advocate for it, because advocacy is the bread and butter of this channel. And WR, longtime viewer of this channel, who's probably in the live chat right now, picked up the phone and called Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, and said 4 or 5 weeks ago, we need a monthly stimulus check. I'm one of your citizens in your state. We need a monthly stimulus check. I'll go over the details. The response from the staffer was Senator Chris Coons will be giving you a monthly stimulus check. He's already proposing that in the fourth stimulus package. Yes, wonderful, great news. The recon is called the Reconciliation Budget Bill, and the number one guy who oversees it is Bernie Sanders, who's chairman of the Budget Committee of the Senate. He's the chairman of the Budget Committee that oversees this budget bill. And what does he want to do? He wants to give you an MSC. That was revealed exclusively in a conversation last week between his staffer and a viewer of this channel and 2020 volunteer to the community page, Brother Joshua, called up Bernie Sanders' office after Bernie Sanders said, I want to hear from the American people. Bernie Sanders had said on the record that prior budget chairmen had sort of done their things in D.C., but I like to, quote, get out amongst the people. I said, translation, that means he wants to hear from you. I said, call up Bernie Sanders' office 2 weeks ago. Not a lot of you did. Lynn Glenn did and Brother Joshua did, and he had a conversation. And the staffer said, yes, Senator Bernie Sanders does want to propose a monthly fourth stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon. Incredible, great news. World exclusive details you're only here on this channel. Let's go over the provisions. Number one, it would be monthly. Great news. Number two, it would be a great monthly payout, $1,000 to $1,400. Number three, it'll be 3 to 6 months. Incredible, great news. But there's a catch. Bernie Sanders said he needs to have your support. He wants to see that he has the support of the American people. We got that. We got that purple power. Pick up the phone and call Elizabeth Warren, call Ron Wyden, call Chuck Schumer, call Chris Coons, call AOC, call Bernie Sanders. Be professional, respectful, kind, and say, I support you. I thank you for your support to give us monthly stimulus checks. We need monthly stimulus checks. That's the conversation you have. You do not have the conversation of asking to track your check. You do not call up and say, when is there a stimulus check in my bank account? When is it going out? Whatever happened? No, that is rude. That is disrespectful, and you're not doing that. You call up and you advocate, because advocacy is the core of this channel. We need a monthly stimulus check. I need a monthly stimulus check. I'll tell you why. Because my community, we've not rebounded from the pandemic. A lot of businesses are closed. Whatever's the story. Tell your anecdotal story. We need it. I want you to hear from me, and thank you for your time and effort. There you go. The calculation is deliciousness. The House bill, $13,000, takes 12 months to get. Bernie on the high end, about $9,000, gets 6 months for you to get it. It's about the same, just faster money in a shorter period of time. So pick up the phone and call. Meantime, pick up the phone today and call for that rent, utility, mortgages, this is homeowners, SNAP, food. You're never going to go homeless. You're never going to lose, you're never going to not have food on the table. You're never going to lose your home. You're going to win it. You're going to conquer it all because you know how to pick up the phone. You have learned from this channel. You are inspired. You are purple power. You can kill it. And you can have financial independence because this is September and you want that financial independence right now before you go into the winter months so that money is paid, rent is paid, utility is paid, so that you have a home, you have a head over your home, and you have food paid all the way into the spring as we fight as well to get those stimulus checks and all the rest of the money on a fourth stimulus. And with that, thank you for joining me on a beautiful day. I'm so excited. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. Then Evening Daylight, I'll have more breaking news on that video as well. So stay informed, stay focused. Make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, YouTube record. I want your father's family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with Lalate for more.